In a world where danger roars on two wheels and rebellion echoes through the night, one question burns in the minds of many. Who are the untamed souls that define the Hells Angels, MC, the epitome of outlaw motorcycle clubs? Forged in the fires of rebellion back in 1948, this international brotherhood has walked the line between respect and infamy, leaving a trail of controversy in their wake. But within their ranks, there exists a dark underbelly, a select few who thrive on power, violence, and chaos, heedless of the consequences. Today, we peel back the layers of secrecy and venture into the heart of darkness to expose the top 10 most dangerous and notorious members to ever don the infamous Hells Angels patch. Who are these enigmatic figures, shrouded in legend and surrounded by whispers of fear? Prepare yourselves, for we are about to unveil the faces behind the menace. Buckle up, dear viewers, as we embark on a treacherous ride into the unforgiving world of the Hells Angels. Who among them will rise to the top? Only one way to find out. Let the journey begin. 10. Paul Eischeid. Kicking off our list at number 10 is Paul Eischeid, a former stockbroker with a dark side. In 2003, Eischeid found himself indicted on charges of drug trafficking, kidnapping, and murder. Despite being placed under house arrest, he managed to remove his monitoring device and vanished, becoming one of the most wanted fugitives in the United States. He was eventually elevated to the notorious 15 Most Wanted list by the U.S. Marshals, intensifying the hunt for his capture. After 17 years on the run, Eischeid was finally captured in 2018 in Buenos Aires, marking the culmination of a massive international operation involving Interpol, U.S. law enforcement, and the Argentine police. The successful capture demonstrated the dedication and collaboration of the authorities involved. 9. Kadir Padir. At number 9, we have Kadir Padir, a figure born in Turkey who chose a life of crime instead of seizing opportunities in prosperous Germany. Padir gained notoriety as the leader of the Hells Angels Berlin city during a violent biker war that led to the infamous Berlin Hells Angels trial in 2010. The conflict arose from tensions with rival gang Bandidos, and Padir's target, Tahir Ozbek, intended to collaborate with the rivals, provoking Padir and the Hells Angels. Tensions escalated, and in a chilling act captured on surveillance footage, Padir and 12 other bikers executed a violent act, resulting in Ozbek's death. The court dismissed claims of self-defense, concluding that Ozbek posed no threat. Padir's influence and leadership were deemed significant in orchestrating the crime, leading to his current life sentence. Despite being behind bars, Padir continues to exert influence over the gang through a mobile phone. 8. James Ezekiel Brandis. Moving on to number 8, we have James Ezekiel Brandis, also known as Jim Jim. Rising to prominence as a feared enforcer in the Hells Angels Oakland chapter, Brandis was involved in drug trafficking, organized crime, and violence. His reputation as an influential figure within the Brotherhood led him to be sent to Australia to carry out a hit on policemen. However, his true intentions were uncovered when incriminating items were found in his luggage. Denied entry, Brandis returned home and believed that a fellow member had become an informant. In response, he placed a contract on the informant's life, but his plans were thwarted when the informant cooperated with the police. Brandis faced murder and racketeering charges, and after multiple mistrials, he was successfully convicted and confined in prison. Ultimately, he spiraled into despair and took his own life in 1994, leaving behind a tumultuous and enigmatic legacy. 7. Alan Passaro. Number 7 is Alan Passaro. In 1969, at the Altamont Free concert, Passaro, a member of the Hells Angels, found himself in a tragic and fateful encounter. The Hells Angels were hired to maintain order at the concert, but as tensions escalated, fueled by alcohol and restlessness, chaos unfolded. Amidst the commotion, Passaro encountered Meredith Hunter, a young man who attracted the attention of the Hells Angels. A scuffle ensued, and tragically, Hunter lost his life in the altercation. Passaro faced murder charges but was ultimately acquitted on grounds of self-defense. 6. Michelle Jinx Genest. At number 6, we have Michelle Jinx Genest, a figure who played a significant role in the violent events of the Lennoxville Massacre. In the early 1980s, the Hells Angels faced internal issues with their North chapter in Laval, Quebec. Rumors of debts owed to rival gang leader Frank Peter Dooney Ryan sparked a deadly chain of events. In a meeting at the Lennoxville clubhouse, tensions escalated and over 40 Hells Angels brutally beat and shot 5 Laval chapter members. The victims' bodies were disposed of in the St. Lawrence River. Michelle Jinx Genest, a member of the Hells Angels, orchestrated the beatings, shootings, and disposal of the victims. Justice eventually caught up with Genest, but his dark legacy remains intertwined with the tragic events of the Lennoxville massacre. 5. Frank Hanebuth. Taking the 5th spot on our list is Frank Hanebuth, an influential Hells Angels figure in Germany. With a towering figure and a neatly trimmed beard, Hanebuth rose to power as the president of the Hanover chapter. Despite legal issues and a prison sentence, he focused on managing establishments in Hanover's red light district and establishing the Hells Angels as doormen. Hanebuth's close relationship with lawyer Gutz von Fromberg, who had connections to the German Chancellor Gerhard Schroeder, played a crucial role in his success. However, his leadership was marred by accusations of ordering a murder. Although no evidence was presented, he was arrested in 2013 and accused of forming a criminal organization and committing various crimes as the regional leader of the Hells Angels on the island of Majorca, Spain. Charges included drug trafficking, pimping, extortion, threats, and money laundering. 4. David MacDonald Carroll. Coming in at number 4 is David MacDonald Carroll, also known as Wolf. Carroll was a notorious Canadian outlaw biker and gangster associated with the Hells Angels. He gained a reputation as a reliable hitman and a right-hand man to a prominent Hells Angels member. Carroll's involvement in a prostitution ring led to his imprisonment in the mid-1980s. However, his most notorious connection was to the Lennoxville massacre, where he faced murder charges but was ultimately acquitted. In 2001, upon learning of an impending major arrest operation, Carroll disappeared and has been on the run ever since. Allegedly seeking refuge in Mexico and possibly possessing a substantial sum of cash, Carroll remains an elusive figure, with reported sightings in Australia and the Dominican Republic. 3. Walter Stadnick. Making our way to the top 3, we have Walter Stadnick at number 3. Stadnick, born in Hamilton, Ontario, defied expectations with his unassuming appearance and physical scars from a motorcycle accident. However, beneath his inconspicuous facade, he possessed intelligence, determination, and a visionary outlook that would reshape the criminal underworld. Stadnick emerged as one of Canada's most pivotal organized crime figures, leaving an indelible mark on the nation's history. His leadership within the Hells Angels transformed the club into a formidable national criminal organization. However, his life took a tragic turn when a traffic incident left him with extensive burns and disfigurement. Stadnick faced charges related to gangsterism and was sent to jail, but his influence and legacy remained significant. 2. Yves Apache Trudeau. And now, at number 2, we encounter Yves Apache Trudeau, a man who combines the strategic competence of Walter Stadnick with the brutality and ruthlessness of a notorious contract killer. Trudeau, a Canadian career criminal, founded the Popeyes Motorcycle Club, which later became an official Hells Angels charter. Trudeau confessed to committing a staggering 43 murders throughout the 1970s and 1980s, making him the worst serial killer in Canadian history. His cooperation with the police led to lengthy prison sentences for 43 other Hells Angels members. Trudeau himself was sentenced to life imprisonment, but through an informant agreement received a reduced sentence and was released on parole in 1994. However, his story takes a dark turn, as he was rearrested in 2004 and pleaded guilty to sexually abusing a 13-year-old boy. Trudeau's life is marked by violence, redemption, and tragedy, making him one of the most dangerous figures in Canada's biker scene. 1. Gerald Skinny Ward. Finally, we have reached the moment of truth. The top spot on our list of the most dangerous and notorious Hells Angels of all time goes to a man whose name strikes fear into the hearts of many. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the number 1 Hells Angel on our list. It is none other than Gerald Skinny Ward, a figure who embodies the epitome of danger and notoriety within the Hells Angels. Ward's criminal activities and ruthless reputation have solidified his position as the most feared member in the history of the club. Ward's rise to power began in the 1980s when he became a member of the Notorious Hells Angels Nomads chapter. Known for his cunning and strategic mindset, Ward quickly climbed the ranks, gaining influence and respect within the organization. His involvement in the Quebec Biker War, a violent conflict between the Hells Angels and rival gangs, showcased his brutality and willingness to go to extreme lengths to protect the interests of the club. During this period, Ward orchestrated numerous acts of violence, including bombings, assassinations, and drug trafficking operations. His cunning and intelligence allowed him to evade capture for many years, leaving law enforcement agencies frustrated and unable to bring him to justice. Ward became a master at covering his tracks and maintaining a low profile, making him a formidable adversary for both law enforcement and rival gangs. Despite his notoriety and the constant threat he posed to society, Ward managed to maintain a sense of mystique and secrecy. He remained a figure shrouded in darkness, with only whispers and rumors surrounding his activities. Today, Gerald "Skinny" Ward stands as a legend among the Hells Angels, a symbol of power and fear within the biker world. While the extent of his crimes and the details of his reign of terror may never be fully known, his name will forever be etched in the annals of outlaw motorcycle club history. And there you have it, the most dangerous and notorious Hells Angel of all time, Gerald "Skinny" Ward. Join us next time as we explore more captivating stories and delve deeper into the hidden world of outlaw motorcycle clubs.